Welcome to Stuck in My Mind podcast, the show where we dive into the mind of a regular guy on his road to self-discovery. You'll hear everyday people just like you share the latest topics, personal stories, and things they've learned along the way. And now, please welcome your host, Wise.
And welcome to another episode. I am your host, W-I-Z-E, and I have a very special guest. She is a fellow podcaster. She's the host of Gems Podcast. Welcome to the show, Genesis Amaris Kemp. What's going on?
Nothing much. Thank you so much for having me, Wise. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, no, I'm actually getting over a cold, so I don't sound like my normal self.
No worries.
But how have you been?
Doing well. It's busy and we're coming into Easter, so lots of things going on. Looking forward to some good food this weekend.
Definitely. So, like I said, Genesis is the host of the Gems Podcast. I was actually a guest on her show. I had a great time. So she came on my show. So tell us a little something about Gems.
So, Gems was founded after I lost my dad in November of 2020. I first started doing solo episodes and then I quickly transitioned to interview style episodes. So, there is a mix of me doing solos, but if I'm in a mood where I was like, oh man, I got to drop this gem today, or if I just really want to interview a subject matter expert. I have three core pillars, which are to educate, inspire, and motivate, also while bridging the gap for diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, because I truly believe that it takes all of us coming together to make this world a better place.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons me and you vibe so much, because we have so much similar beliefs. Our podcast is that's what I want, is to educate, have come people share their stories, and hopefully inspire some people to hear someone's story and be like, hey, I'm going through something similar. I needed to hear this. And so, like you, when I first started, it was me just talking about work, politics, just ranting. And it was cool, but I really wasn't having fun. But when I transitioned to the conversation and having people come on and interviewing people, that's when I really fell in love with podcasting, because it was just the connection that I was making with these people and learning from them and being able to share what they have with other people. It was like, okay, I found what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to share my voice with people, share these people's story, help them share give my platform for them, and have them hopefully inspire someone. And that's happened. I've got messages from people, hey, I had to hear this episode, thank you. And when you hear those things, it's just a great feeling.
Most assuredly, because I tell people if you only impact one person, then you've done your job, because you don't know who that person is going to go on and impact. And then that's how we see that domino effect, or some people say the ripple effect. But just, tapping into your authentic self, showing up for the world on a consistent basis, you are making huge impacts, and it's a way that you're leaving a legacy.
You're absolutely right. Yes. So what? So when your dad passed away, that's what inspired you to start Gems. But
Yeah.
did you really had you wanted to do a podcast prior to that, or no?
Uh, no, not I was doing it for other people and getting paid.
Which
By
was
doing
you was producing it for other people?
So I was hosting it for three different CEOs simultaneously. So they
Okay.
paid me to interview their guests, and I was like, "Ooh, this is nice. I get to learn about what people are doing, how they're tapping in 6, 7 figures, and you get paid to just talk. Oh yeah, sign me up."
That's dope to get paid to interview for other people.
Yeah, it was super cool. And I did it for a while up until each CEO got up to a certain level. And then, of course, I turned the show back over. And then that kind of is what kind of helped me. And um, in transition to losing my dad, because I was like, wait, I did it for other people, so why not do it for myself? But I think the main conduit was, my dad's passing.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So my camera went out. I got a
Uh-oh.
whole new system. I got a whole new system that I'm learning and working with. So it's trial and it's listen. That's the life of an independent podcaster. It's trial and error. Some things happen. Hey, you just gotta. The show must go on, right?
Rolling with the homies.
Yeah, you gotta roll with the punches, man. Things happen. So the guests that you have on, where I guess you do it similar to how I do it. I'm a part of so many different booking services. I have Matchmaker, I have Booker, Pod Bookers, Pod whatever. I have a whole bunch of different ones. Sometimes I lose track to where I've linked up with some of my guests. Actually, I have to add to my scheduler. I have to add what service did I meet you with.
Oh man.
Hey, but
Um,
it's the truth.
yeah.
It's, I gotta add. I'm gonna have to add, and I keep forgetting to add it. I'm like, I have to add it because then I know where I can go to find out where did I meet this guest. Oh, you got me looking all over for guests. I'm like, I need to give me a virtual assistant. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I feel you because I don't have a VA either. But what keeps me in alignment is having that job form that I use, and I have people fill that out because it's my centralized place to go gather their information. Because yeah, it's cool when people send you media kits, but imagine if everybody sends you a media kit, you're going through your email like a bunch of times. Whereas job form, I can easily log into their system, type in somebody's name, pull up the info, and it just makes it easier. I'm like, work smarter, not harder.
And that's why I have to ask. That's why I have to add that to my scheduler because on my schedule I have simple questions just to get a little idea, just basic ideas for the people. But I have to ask that question basically because I need to know what service I met you on.
And sometimes it's not even a service either. Why? Sometimes people
Oh,
approach you. Yeah.
sometimes they come directly. I'll get a message from my website, and they'll send a message. Hey, I would love to be a guest. Here's my information. And you're absolutely right. Yeah, they don't always necessarily go through those services, and they come directly to my website and sign up and send me a message. So that is true.
Yeah. So you could be like, did you direct stalk me? Did you see me on Podmatch? Did you see me on Facebook? Did you see me? So man, I can imagine how that question would look. Wise. It's like,
No, it's just gonna be what listen, what booking service did you meet me on? That's it. That's it. And if they
okay.
go no, you sent your message directly on email, then that's the answer.
Okay, cool. So
It's
you're not
how
gonna
they
have like a checkbox.
yeah, it's gonna be like which booking service did I meet you on? And they'll put whatever it was. And I'm like, okay, now I know where I can go. Hey, it, I got to build a system that I can work with. Oh man, this is why I do this is because I have sometimes you just have guests on and you can just enjoy yourself, just be silly and have a good time and just have a conversation and just
Yeah.
be you, and that's what podcasting has allowed me to be is just be myself, just be my authentic self, and people tend to pick up on that. People just tend to just, hey, he's just a regular guy, he's just having a good time, and that's it.
Yeah. And, I think sometimes people could easily confuse podcasters because they're like, you're a podcaster? You do what? And they really don't understand it. But I'm like, it's no different than talking to somebody live or in a coffee shop.
Or on a radio show,
Yeah, true. On a radio show. Very true.
because this is actually helped me transition to doing a morning sports talk radio show with a friend of mine. I do it Mondays, but recently I've been able to do a few days a week. And honestly, podcasting is what, because I'm a geek when it comes to sports. Like growing up, I would just buy the newspaper just to read the sports section. I would buy the newspaper, and the first thing I'll do is turn to the back pages and read the sports section. And so to be able to apply some of this knowledge that I have in my head, it's just been like a dream come true because I've always wanted to talk sports. So to be able to do it and someone have faith and confidence in me and be like, hey, I would like you to be a part of the show. That was like, wow. That was like, okay, that cemented that this is something I can continue to do, and who knows where that can lead.
Yeah, that's super cool. And I was like, as you were talking about that, I was like, man, I need to hang out with you because you just want to read the sports. I just want to look at the coupons or the cartoons or whatnot. So,
Oh man. And actually today, right after this, I'm actually gonna be on a game show. A friend of mine, he puts together events. So he put together a 3-day event with game shows, with virtual game shows, and they, some of these guys, they make them into podcasts as well. And so he just brought this event together and got all these shows together. And yesterday I was a guest on his show, which I've done like 5 or 6 times already. And today I'm a guest on another show. And just to see all these different types of podcasts is like, you would think it's just one. No, there's so many different types. Like you got the people who love their crime podcasts and all these paranormal podcasts and all these different niches. And who knew game shows have podcasts? Listen, everyone is doing it, but some of these shows are fun. They're just fun, and it's great content. It's something positive and giving people some good things, some great vibes.
yeah, you'll definitely have to send me that link because one of my friends, he was the one who told me about rapid fire. So he's like, Jen, I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions. So then I kind of took a spin on that now. And sometimes on with my podcast, I'll be like 10 questions with Jen, the host with the mostest, and they're kind of like rapid fire questions. And you'll be like surprised, like when you ask like a simple question, someone gets like really stumped on it. And they're like, and it's
Oh
just
no,
so funny.
I got a surprise for you.
What?
We have a game here.
Ooh.
Yes, we do play a game here once in a while on Stuck in My Mind. And matter of fact, that's a good segue into the game. And it's called Would You Rather.
Okay.
All right. So got a bunch of cards.
Let
We
me
got
see the cards. Let me make sure there's some
look,
real cards.
the
Okay.
cards, the cards, the cards, the cards. They got stuff written on them as well. See?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, but I'll make sure they're appropriate for this podcast. All right. Would you rather abolish war or find a cure for every type of cancer?
Definitely find a cure for every type of cancer.
Like that
Ding,
one.
ding,
That was
ding.
quick. That was quick. That was quick. There's no right or wrong. There's no
I'm
right or
very
wrong.
competitive.
All right. Would you rather be covered in bees or spiders?
Oh, ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Bees.
Bees.
Because
Even though
at least if they leave some honey, I'll be tasting
maybe,
like candy.
yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not. I think I would take spiders because if they're not like venomous and they don't bite and they can crawl, that's fine. I don't think I could take the bee stings.
I don't know if I could deal with something just crawling all over your body, like Fear Factor. You remember that show, Fear Factor?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
nah.
Some of the stuff that they ate there was not very nice. Pig intestines, pig stuff. Yeah. No.
Pig balls.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yes,
Oh, my
I
bad.
wanted to say it. I wanted to say it, but I was like, Now I got a lady in the house. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be nice today. All right. Okay. Would you rather have your jaws wired shut for a month, drinking only out of a straw, or wear an eye patch for a year?
Mm, eye patch for a year.
You know what? A lot of people pick that
You know what?
because you know why I wouldn't want to be shut. Like I can't have my mouth shut for a month. I'm sorry, no. I would take the eye patch and put like rhinestones in them and make it look cool.
Bling it out.
Yeah, bling it out, bling it out. Listen, if I gotta rock it for a year, gotta bling it out. Like get maybe multiple eye patches, get different eye patches. I'm saying like one day I got the bling bling, another one it could be I don't know, whatever. I'm saying like put an fake eyeball on there. Who knows? You could just make something different. But
You
yeah,
can get creative with it. And you know
yes,
why I said I didn't want to have my mouth shut for a month? Because like I'm a foodie, y'all. I love to eat, and certain things just don't taste good blended.
yeah, no, yeah, no. I love food. I like. Don't get it wrong. So yeah, I don't think I can like wired shut. No, no, I can do it. It's not. All right. Okay. Would you rather have very fat arms with with skinny legs or vice versa?
Okay, so would I rather have very fat arms with
Yes, like
skinny
I'm with
legs,
like the state like very fat arms. They're just fat, and then like little skinny legs, like
or
toothpick legs, or vice versa. Very fat legs, and then like toothpick arms.
ooh, you know what? I think I'm gonna roll the dice on this one. Say fat legs
You have the
because
fat legs.
yeah, because I think my legs will be stronger. So if I'm ever in a situation, I could be like, "Paya!" Like,
All right. All right. Okay. All right. Oh man.
I'm over here choking on my
Oh
saliva, y'all.
man. Okay. Would you rather wear a monitor that beeps when you're lying or beeps when you're attracted to someone?
Ooh. When I'm attracted to somebody, well, all I hang out with is my husband right now. The way my husband and my mama. So, oh, and my niece and nephew, or lying. You know, probably the lying. Well, I don't know. That's a good. No, you know what? I'm gonna roll the die and be safe because and say when you're attracted to somebody. Because if I don't hang out with a lot of people that I'm attracted to,
Then
I
you
won't
won't
have to
beep.
have.
You won't
Yes,
beep,
I
yeah.
won't beep.
But if you lying all the time, you're gonna be beeping a lot. Like the
And not
husband's gonna be
that.
like, and the husband's gonna be like, check why you lying for. You just beeped. I just
And not.
heard you beep.
And wait, Will. Let's put some context. And not that you're lying, but you know, sometimes the telemarketers call you and then
Oh
you say
yeah.
something. It's like a little white lie. It's not like a big
And they're
lie.
like, ma'am, what was it? Did you just beep, ma'am? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ma'am,
Beep,
did
beep,
you
beep,
just
beep,
beep
beep,
it?
beep.
Like, but it might work. It actually might deter them from calling you. Like, nah, that's the beeping lady. I don't want to call her.
Oh yeah, that could work too. But
Yeah.
but man, I have my block game so tight. I'm like, welcome to the block party. Cause it's like block, 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 block.
All right. Okay. All right. This is just hypothetical. This is not. So, would you rather spend a year living at a nudist colony or within the Amish community?
Ooh, the nudist calling? Well, I was born naked or Amish. You know what? Let's go with naked for a 200.
And this is why I podcast, because you could be silly like this and just have a good time. And this is why I do it. This is why I love it right here. This just to be able to hear and just have a good time. That's it. Just
So
and
wait,
record.
can I ask you that question? Which one would you do? Wise, would you be naked or Amish?
I don't like clothes. Like since I was a little kid, I don't like clothes. Like right. Only reason now and now because we have my daughter and my grandson and her fiance in the house. But when it's just me and my wife, oh man, when I get home from work, I'm throwing clothes all over. I'm like, yeah, I don't. So I don't mind. Yeah, I would take the nudist colony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Free as a
No.
bird.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Two more questions. Would you rather blow up 100 balloons or lick 500 envelopes?
Oh my, this is hilarious. It made me think about Medea, the new Homecoming, because she says, I was licking and blowing. That's what she said in the new on Netflix.
Oh, I saw that. That's the one. Is that the one where when
Homecoming.
is with I guess the son is graduating?
Yes, the son is graduating and then
Yes.
he comes
Uh,
out to the
yeah, he
family.
saw, and they already knew. They're
Yeah.
like
Oh,
I'm,
we knew that.
dude, we do this. We didn't know.
Oh man, so licking, stamps, or blowing? Well, you know what? Because I gotta save my oxygen. I think I'm a lick because I think my mouth salivates a lot, especially at the at the dentist office. Because I'm like, let me hold that suction.
Oh man! All right, okay. Oh man, it was funny because one of the questions, one of them I had asked someone, um, would you rather have long nose hair or long ear hair? And he happened to have both, so it kind of sucked. It sucked. So asking him the question made no point.
Oh wow! So he would just let it grow out like
No,
yeah,
it's just how
yeah.
they just grow. Just he just was going through that phase where it was just growing. All right. So this right here will determine, like, seriously, if you don't pick the right one, I don't know if me and you could be friends. Okay.
Look at my face.
Would you rather have deep dish pizza or thin crust pizza?
Ooh, that's a hard one. What happened to the original crust? And what type of pizza though? Because I'm kind of a little bougie when it comes to pizza. What
Whatever
type?
it is, whatever you want. Pepperoni,
No,
sausage.
I mean like Chicago pizza or
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying.
New York pizza.
See, Chicago is deep dish. I
Yeah,
like that deep.
Chicago's deep dish.
And when I guess when they try to say thin crust, I'm a New Yorker, so I like to
Yes.
fold my slices.
Yeah, and then dip it, dunk
I'm
it.
saying I like to fold my slice and eat my slice. Yes. So me personally, if they mean thin crust means they mean it by that way, then I'm a thin crust guy.
Mhm. I think I'm gonna have to go with thin crust, but I think I would need some more context because, like, I like Grimaldi's pizza and it's really good,
Yeah,
or mod
Grimaldi.
pizza.
Well, Grimaldi's is really good though.
Hmm.
You're absolutely right. That you can't. There's just certain pizzas that yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, and they just hit different. Like you know that song, hit different, hit different. It
Definitely,
just hits.
definitely. It just hit different. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right on that one. But me, I like to fold up my slices and be able to eat them.
Ooh,
That's just me.
now you make me want some pizza, and I cannot have no pizza because my husband just finished cooking us a meal.
Oh man. All right. So that was it. That was the final question. You passed.
Ooh, let me see those cards again because these cards are pretty fun. I may need to play this game with, for a family function.
It's called Pod Decks. Actually, they got so when I first started podcasting, I didn't know I didn't know, I didn't have topics and stuff like that. And so I invested in some cards, which are these here, pod decks.
Oh, so there's different ones?
So this one, the one we first finished using, is Would You Rather,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the game, one of the games. Then it's a interview deck one. This is like edition one with topics for interview topics.
Okay.
This is another, and this is second edition right here for interview topics.
Okay.
This is those are like more. Those other ones were more like interview questions. Are more like episodes, like certain episodes. Like this
Mm.
is gonna be an episode, and then the last one is another game, and it's called What the Heck.
Oh, what the heck?
Yes, you want to see what to try out the What the Heck right quick.
Sure, what the heck?
What the heck? All right, we're gonna try out What the Heck right quick.
You taught me something new. I had no idea there was cards for
Yes,
podcasters.
it's called Pod Deck. Yes, Pod Decks. Pod Decks.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. What would be the creepiest thing you could say while passing a stranger on the street?
Ooh. The creepiest thing that you could say while passing a stranger on the street. Ooh, it depends who that stranger is because they may KO you. They may knock you out depending on what city, state you're in. Um, I would be like, do you need some change? Because if you pass strangers on the street sometimes, so well, I know in Houston, a lot of the people I see on the streets are begging. So you don't just see people standing on the streets because we're just.
That's not saying something creepy to them. Like you need some change. That's not being creepy.
It can be depending where
It would
where
something
you're at.
creepy with like
Did you
walking
bathe
past.
today?
Listen, that would be something weird and creepy. Like why does chick ask me if I bathed today? Like, do I stink or something? Like see, or you be like, oh, you walk past someone's like, yeah, I know where you live. Like something creepy. Yeah.
What would you say? Because that got me.
What would I say?
Yes.
What would I say? Hmm.
Or what's the weirdest thing someone said to you?
I don't think it, I don't. I'm a big guy, so listen. I'm 6'1", almost 300 pounds. I'm not a small guy, so I don't think I've gotten too many. Yeah, no.
They just like, oh, we gonna keep on walking, huh?
Yeah, no. Maybe I don't know. Maybe when I was young, I don't know. I can't remember.
It's interesting. Okay, because you're in New York, right, Wise?
I'm a New Yorker, yes, but I
Okay.
live in Pennsylvania now.
Oh, well, this doesn't apply because I heard like when you're taking the subway, people say weird stuff all the time.
Oh, you see some of the weirdest stuff in the subway. Okay. I don't mean to lie, but there's a guy who comes with half a body on a board with wheels, and he'll, at least when I was living in New York, and he will go through from cart to cart. You see some of the craziest stuff,
Mhm.
but then you can tell when you're a New Yorker because if you say something crazy happens, you'll look and you'll keep going. So, but if you're not a New Yorker, you're looking, you're like, what the heck? You'll be, but if you're a New Yorker, you look, you're like, okay, yeah, and just keep it moving.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
Just keep it moving. Like, what haven't you seen?
Mm. Okay, interesting.
All right, let's try a different one. This is one last one. Oh, have you ever had a this can't be happening moment, and what was it?
Ooh, yes. When they called me and told me that my dad was found unresponsive in his hospital room, and his room was literally right across from the nurse's station. Here's his room, here's the nursing station, right across. And I'm like, no, are you sure? Mm-mm. I was just so in denial. And I literally felt like they didn't do their job. And I felt like Joe and Medea, you gonna lose your job.
Oh man, oh man, I've had quite a few of those moments. So
Yeah.
I can't really pin one down. I've had quite a few. So
You have a list of them. A list.
oh man, I have had quite a few. So yeah, so that one yeah. But yeah, so these cards are cool, man. These cards they they helped me through my first year of podcasting.
Where'd you get the cards at?
I ordered them. I the algorithm. Honestly, the algorithm on Facebook, and I saw the ad for Pod Decks, clicked on it, and ordered ordered the cards.
Oh, okay.
It's not like again, I was just scrolling through Facebook, and it was like one of those Facebook ads, and it's just like, oh yeah, everything that it was talking about. Yeah, I need help with that. I'm struggling with my podcast. I don't have ideas. Hey, let me click, and I love the cards. Listen, I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna lie. I love the cards. Hey,
I don't know why it's so comical, but every time you say something to me, like a movie pops up in my head today. So when you said algorithm, it made me think about the algorithm in the new movie Space Jam.
I haven't seen the new Space Jam.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm not in no rush either. I guess I'm old school, so I'm stuck on the original.
Yeah, the original was better, but the new one does have some funny moments in
Um,
it.
maybe when my grandson gets a little bit older, I'll watch it with him. Right now, he's one. He'll be two this year. So, and he's more into Baby First and Larry and Harry and all these other things.
Is he on Baby Shark yet?
Oh yes,
Oh
yes,
gosh, that
yes.
song.
Oh yes. I've sung Baby Shark a lot, but lately it's more I've been singing the ABCs, and he's been enjoying that. So it's good. It's fun for me because I get to do voices with him. Like when I get to take his when his bears or whatever, and I'll do voices, and it's just I get to try out new characters with him. It is. It's fun.
I'm sorry. I just remember I interviewed this guy on my show, right? And he was able to do a Elmo impression, and it sounded literally
Like
just like
I'm.
Elmo. Yes,
Oh man, that must have been fun. You must have
it
been dying.
was.
You must have just been laughing.
I was like, bro, I'm a very funny person. I love to laugh, and
Listen,
definitely,
I love watching stand up comedy, and I love watching Medea because she's so funny. Well, he's so Tyler Perry, but
yeah.
I just enjoy comedy. I enjoy watching comedy. I love stand ups, and I love to laugh. It's like laughing is one of the best things you can do. Is laugh. Like I've done enough crying in my life. I just want to laugh and just have a good time.
Who's your favorite comedian then?
Of all time,
Yeah, I guess so. Of all time,
it would be Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Okay, his new one was kind of funny. The last one he had on, what was it? Netflix.
Yes,
Yeah.
the controversial one where yeah,
Yeah. I was like, the stuff he was saying, he was like, yeah, this person shot somebody, but then the baby shoots somebody in Walmart. And I'm like, and I turned to my husband, I was like, he shot somebody in Walmart? And my
self
husband said,
defense.
where have you been? Yes. And I said, I didn't know. So it's interesting.
Yeah, no, he is. Prior to him, it would have been Eddie Murphy,
Oh, you
but
don't like You don't think he's funny anymore, Eddie Murphy?
Oh, I love his stand up.
Okay.
I grew up watching Delirious and Raw, so
Mhm.
those to me, those are him, Richard Pryor. I love stand up. I even like I can watch a Richard Pryor stand up over and over, and I can watch Eddie Murphy stand up. And yes, of course, I can watch their movies, but for me right now, it's just Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Okay.
Yeah, how can I put it? He says what people think.
But they just don't want to say it.
That's just don't they're afraid to share it,
Yeah.
and it's true. Like I'm not even gonna bring it up, but it was just a conversation me and a friend had, and it just we just were wondering a certain thing, and we felt like we it's just certain topics you can't talk about and not be criticized, but it's not fair because there's certain points that are need to be made,
Yeah.
but that's the society we live in now is where they want to cancel you for every little thing. You can't have your opinion. I don't agree with everybody's opinion, but it's their opinion.
Yeah. And it's part of freedom of speech. We're all entitled to say what we want and how we feel. And if you take that away, then can you really say you have freedom of speech?
But it's like you just say anything about anyone now, and they're ready to cancel you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, but I've had such a great time. But I know you're hungry. I know you're ready to go eat. So now it's time for you to just plug away and let everybody know where they can find you. And go ahead, it's your time.
Amazing. So I definitely want to start by holding up my book. Some of you may not know, I'm actually the author of Chocolate Drop in Corporate America. From the Pit to the Palace. This book is available on Amazon in Kindle as well as hard copy. I also have a podcast, as we talked about earlier, GEMS Podcast. It is ranked in the top 3% globally out of 2.8 million per www.listennotes.com. And I encourage you all to go check out my website, which is genesisamarisKemp.net, where you'll find out about my radio show that I do on a monthly basis, the podcast, get a free chapter of my book, which is the first chapter. And then I'm also giving away 2 free health and wellness products. So one is Sunrise, which is a super fruit, super nutrients quick pack that you just tear open and just chuck that away. And it definitely gives you that boost of energy, unlike a 5 hour energy that boosts you like a rocket, but then you come crashing down. And then a health assessment. And the reason why I do a health assessment is because what good is having a large amount of wealth and you can't enjoy spending it because your health is not where it needs to be. So I think we all can improve health in our health and wellness journey. So definitely wanted to give those 3 free gifts to the listeners. And most importantly, yeah, just get at me by my website and you'll find all my social media links. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, at Genesis Amaris Camp, also on Twitter, which is Genesis A Camp. But head on to that one stop shop, which is my website.
So definitely check out her website. It's going to be in the description below when I release the episode on YouTube. But it's been great having you on. We definitely got to record again. I love having you on, and maybe because I'm working on getting a live radio show. I have an internet radio station, so I'm working on creating my live radio show. But like I said, by me doing this talk show in the mornings, it's actually boosted my confidence for me to go and do my own talk show. So I'm excited.
Yes, and congratulations there on doing that sports segment with your friend. And I do what I do is internet based radio too, because I totally love, doing it from the cut on a monthly basis if I'm in my PJs or whatever. And it's really fun.
Listen, I can record from right here. I can DJ everything from right here. I can do interviews from so and it goes live onto my radio station. And so that's something I'm working on, is to provide people another platform. It's one of the perks I'm gonna give out to whoever signs up with our production company for us to produce their podcast. It is being distributed on the radio station, and as well as in a platform that we are a part of. So it's just so many different things have come from me doing my podcast. I'm working on a book. I've helped my nephew publish his first book. Well, his second book, but it's our first book on our production company, and so I'm. It's funny because yesterday, like I said, I did a game show, and he kept saying, "Oh yeah, we have a media mogul on," and I'm like, who is he talking about? And I'm like, what media mogul does he have on his show? And it turned out it was me.
Oh wow!
Like, but it didn't really dawn on me that I'm doing video, I'm doing audio, I'm doing the radio station. So I guess I am trying. I guess you could say I'm a media mogul, but I don't see myself there just yet.
Awesome. Just keep doing what you're doing, because it's definitely paying off. And sometimes when we don't think people are watching, people are always watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that, and that's a gem. That's what she does. She drops them gems. That's why her podcast is named Gems. She's be dropping them every time. But thank you, Genesis. It's been great having you on. We definitely got to record again.
Yes, likewise. Thank you for having me. Wise El Jefe.
But now it is time for shout outs. Big shout out to my Real Wise fam, Poppy J, Brandy J. Love you guys. Big shout out to the boss lady, Fina. I love you, baby, and appreciate all you do for me. Big shout out to Genesis Amaris Kemp for coming through and showing us love. And as always, a big, big shout out to all the essential workers out there. God bless you. Be safe. And you know how your boy Wise does it. Peace out.
Thanks for listening. Listen on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and TuneIn. Find us on social media on Twitter at @wise_b_blunt, Instagram at @wise_b_blunt, and a Facebook fan page, www.facebook.com/wise76. Check back soon for new episodes. Until next time, peace out.